There we go. Welcome you guys to game number 1 of the next set. For the day, we see Ganji versus Dark. A very, very interesting matchup when Dark is significantly higher elo compared to Ganji, but Ganji is being taken on much higher elo players than him in the previous qualifiers for S-tier tournaments, namely the Red Bull Legacy qualifiers, where he was able to beat the likes of Jordan, to beat the guys, to beat the likes of Bars as well, who was rank 1 on the leaderboard back then. So Ganji definitely punching above his weight, and you can see right now he does get first blood over here, taking the village down from Dark, body blocking it with the scout. Trying to get the hill advantage over here. For Civilizations, Ganji's got Pulse and Dark's got Guts, so these are two very interesting ones for Sukatra. Pulse will get 5, 10, 15, and 20 HP regeneration per minute on villagers. And it seems like we might see another villager go down over there, and yes sir! The scout crumbles from Ganji, but it does not matter. He does end up getting 2 villagers down already, and this is huge. This is huge. Ganji sending a few extra villagers over here, and remember, because he gets HP regeneration, these villagers should be able to significantly outtrade other civs. So Ganji's still looking pretty strong, even if he's taking some damage over here, just going back. And good job, he's taking the elephant as well. Well done, Genji's had a pretty strong start so far. He's managed to get a villager lead over Dark, and he's coming in for more pressure. Might be able to get another villager. Let's take a look at this. He cannot really get her. He's going after another one. He does not really have a scout anymore to block the villagers with, but he does get another villager. We might see yet another one going down. If he was playing, Berbers, he would be able to block the villagers with his own vills. But right now, even with Pulse, he will end up getting yet another villager over here by body blocking him. Rather. But he does end up taking one loss himself, so he's gotta bail. He's gotta be careful. And even though the scout was very low HP, so it cannot really do too much. And Ganji is going back home, but he's going back home victorious. He's taken 4 villagers while only losing 1 himself. And notice down the south, he was also trying to wall the villagers over here from Dark, but Dark paid attention, and now Ganji had to quick wall his own villagers. So there's a risk that he might end up getting walled out himself over there. Taking a look at the center once again, still a very strong villager fight between Ganji and Dark, where Ganji's looking stronger and he gets yet another villager. 6-1 Eco KD, 6-2. 3-1 ratio. And the few extra villagers coming in from Ganji over here. And once again, he does not really need to cycle through villagers and get the healthy ones over here, because after just a few minutes, the villagers do regenerate HP on their own anyway. So he tried to get the quick walls up over here in order to have the villager regenerate safely without being targeted by an enemy villager, but it's still going to be a lot of extra vills at the center just checking it out. This is absolutely amazing. This is disgusting. Glad that I don't have to play Socotra. Yeah, talk about it. Almost another village going down for Dark. In the end, he does manage to pull it off on time. And Ganji seems like he's just going to retreat. Kinda has to. Might end up losing a villager himself. Very good unit control over there. Yes. Notice how he was trying to block the villagers from Dark so that he would be able to take the weak villager away. That was a really good unit control from Ganji. Well done. Now that's villager going down for the blue player, but he should be able to get another village down over there. Not quite. Good unit control from Dark as well, although Ganji's gonna keep on chasing the villager. It seems like one more hit and Dark's going to lose the vill anyway. 7-3. Eco KD favoring Ganji still. Does have about 3 extra workers right now. Dark. Yeah, Dark's still gonna keep on contesting the center over here, but he doesn't know losing yet another villager. My lord, we have seen 11 villagers go down so far to these villager battles. And that's another villager going down from Dark. He was not paying attention to the HP of his units over there, and he ends up getting punished because of it. Now Ganji loses another villager on the left-hand side, and who's going to come out on top over here? It seems like it's going to be Ganji. End up getting another villager over here, a male one this time around, while walking around. Yeah, and fantastic quick walls over there that will give him the distance he needs to go back towards safety. Well done! From this point onwards, Ganji can just bail, and he is already on a huge lead. What happened to the villager down south? Seems like he... yeah, destroyed the wall, so he's gone over the right-hand side. Now this is open, so he can still walk... oh, it's not open, actually. He needs to go around the left-hand side.
Gotów jestem. Witajcie. Tak.
Bereid.
Here we go. Whoa!
Great content. Thanks for casting Socotra.
Miss Honey Badger, thank you so much for the sling. Thank you so much for the tip. It's very much appreciated. $5 coming in hot into the new audio setup. Tip goal over here. If all goes well, I'll finally get the audio interface this month. I still need to send some documents to Amazon. My lord.
Gotów jestem.
And fingers crossed, if everything goes well, next month we're gonna get enough to get the new microphone as well, which is going to stop all the clipping on the stream. So if you notice sometimes when I scream that there is, like, the audio cuts out a little bit, that's hopefully going to be fixed with the new audio setup. What do you plan to get? So I am getting an audio interface, a Zoom AMS24 audio interface, which is a portable one that you can use. You can connect it to your phone as well, so that's going to be very helpful for practicing guitar, which I do every day. But it's going to be very helpful for obviously connecting an XLR microphone to my computer. So the next item in the shop list, so to say, is Audio-Technica AT2035 microphone, and then new headphones as well. And I plan to get some IEMs, namely the KZ ZV-10 Pro, I think is the name of the ones that I'm planning to get. I was going to get some over-ears, actually on-ear wireless ones, but I decided to go for IEMs in the end. Still though, I cannot really go for any of those things until we get to 500, so... I mean, I was trying to get the audio interface already with what I've gotten so far, but Amazon's kind of shafted me a little bit, so... Until that is resolved, still patiently waiting for the rest of the goal to be met. Castle H, or sorry, PLH is coming after Ganji. Unbelievable. Take a look at the game. Still 16 minutes into the game and both guys are still in the Dark Age. But that's just the way it goes, baby. That's just the way of Socotra. 11-4. Villagers kills versus villagers dead for Ganji. Still 7 extra workers.
Gotów jestem.
And there we go. PLH is here. So he starts going for the tower right away. He's gotta be careful. He's gotta be careful. He can end up focusing on the tower too much and losing a few villagers over here. Okay, he's gonna try and fight. He's going up, trying to get a heal. Meanwhile, Dark's gonna try to target the foundation over here. There's a lot happening. There's about 3 points of interest. There's the right-hand side where he was chasing a villager. There is a tower over here, and there is the left-hand side where he's chasing a vill. And he gets the villager. How does Ganji do it? He is about 300 lower elo compared to Dark. Doesn't lose in the tower over here. But with all the villager kills that he's gotten so far, it might not actually make too much of a difference. It might not actually end up mattering too much. Tries to steal the berries from Dark with a fallbark over here as well. Yeah, and he's going to pull the weak villager out over here. That was a greatly timed quick wall, by the way, from Ganji. Well done. And that's another villager going down from Dark. And another one! 14 to 4. A 10 villager delta. Keep in mind that Ganji is 1H higher as well. So the fact that he's got right now 9 extra workers is nothing short of remarkable. He is already 1H ahead. So it shouldn't be this high. But Dark's gotten a lot of extra idle TC time compared to Ganji. And Ganji's just going back home. He doesn't care about the villager fights anymore. He's just going to try and protect the tower. This should be good. It's gotta be careful though, not to take too much damage over there. The TC is ranging the villagers, and Ganji loses one.
Witajcie. Tak. Gotowa jest.
There we go. Sounds good. I know for sure the AT2035 is a good pick. Yeah, yeah. It's good. So it's going to be an audio interface. It's going to be a new microphone, proper one. The one that I have is right now so bad. It sounds alright, I guess, when you have nothing to compare it to, when you're just listening to it in isolation. But it's got so much noise, man. The noise floor is so freaking high. If I don't do the noise reduction filter in OBS, it's just unusable. So that's going to change with the 2035, and it's going to be so much better compared to what the 2020 would be like. 2020 also has a pretty high noise floor. 2035 is a nice step above that, from what I have seen anyway.
Gotowa jest.
And yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to finally get back to trying to learn how to sing next year. With the new setup as well, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Gotów jestem.
Good tower coming out from Ganji now that he's got the sneaky villager over here protected by stone walls, by houses as well. He will get this wall, this tower up, and with this tower he should be able to push the villagers away from gold. Yeah, for the most part. Maybe he wants to get fletching just so that he completely pushes the villagers away from here, but it's still good enough to at the very least disrupt Dark's economy.
Gotowa jest.
Ganji? Man, how does he do it? He's got the resources to go up to the castle age. It's just the stone miners, they are so effective. Collecting gold and stone from the stone outcropping. And off to the castle age Ganji is, while Dark, not even close. Not even close. Wouldn't be surprised to see Dark just call the GG as soon as Ganji got to the castle age. We, as spectators, know that the game is looking extremely one-sided right now. Not only is Ganji going up to the next stage much earlier than Dark's ever going to be able to, but if you take a look at the worker count, he's got 11 extra workers. So by the time he gets to the castle age, best case scenario for Dark is going to be behind only by 7 villagers. But it's still so good for Ganji. Plus, with all the towers he's got coming up over here, he will end up doing so much more damage. Denying so many extra resources. Like, we could see another tower come up on the right hand side for the blue player. And if he got one over here, let's say, then he will be able to deny the stone, the gold, right? And if he can breach through, can potentially go for one over here perhaps, and then deny this gold once again from the right hand side instead. We'll see.
Gotowa jest.
Witajcie. Tak.
Beautiful. Nice. Castle Age is here.
Rozkazania.
Here we go. So far, it's looking fantastic for the blue player. I thought he might have gotten enough stone to go for a castle when he got to the castle age, given how heavily he was collecting it, but he went for so many towers over here that he couldn't really do it in the end. He's still looking much stronger though. He's got knights right now on the way. He's got a forward siege workshop, so it's going to be knights, mangonels. And Dark on the other hand, well, Dark does not seem to be going out to the castle age anytime soon, so he's most likely just going to end up getting a lot of idle villager time over here by having to garrison against the knights for so long. So this is pretty much game over at this stage. all the Ganji's gotta do is keep on producing knights, go for chain bar than armor as well to make the knights a lot more resilient against TC and tower fire, and from that point onwards, the more knights we get, the harder it's going to be for Dark to keep on holding on over here, and the TCs are going to eventually prove insufficient as a defense mechanism against the Bull players' army. I guess he's in the dark about the villager deficit. Yeah, he most likely is, and I guess he probably will realize about it as he keeps on losing more and more villagers by the minute. But it's pretty much game over at this point. Ganji with 11 extra villagers, 1 each higher, and there's a great mango shot, and this is just a disaster as Dark calls a GG! We'll see Ganji take game number 1, and once again this is a huge elo lead for Dark, but Ganji's done it! He's taken game number 1, and we'll take a look at game number 2 in just a moment. Before so, we'll take a look at the achievements, and what do we get for these? We'll see that Ganji's managed to get the 9:2 KD ratio, a little bit higher than that as a matter of fact, and for economy, we have a stronger economy for Ganji, collecting about 3,000 extra resources. For society, we see a higher worker count for Ganji with a max villager count that's the same as his current villager count, while Dark got a max villager count of 45 with a current villager count of 36, so that indicates he ended up taking a lot more losses. If you take a look at the total versus current amount, Dark ended up taking 28 villager losses this game compared to the 7 villager losses that Ganji took, so that is remarkable. Well done. It's going to result in a 4-to-1 eco KD ratio favoring Ganji. Hashtag Ganji, that'll be very handy. So we get some elo information on this player. And I'm pretty curious as to where the 2K2 is coming from. It shows a high SE though. Okay. Let me take a look at AO2 insights to see if it matches. Okay, there we go. Rank 35, 2K. Oh, that is a ranked tournament elo. Wow, yeah. Actually, he doesn't really have elo, seemingly. I'm just taking a look at the AoE insights, and it says here that he is currently 1904 with an all-time high of 1960. So 1904 and 1960. He's never gotten to 2K, apparently, from his main account, from what I can see on AoE2insights.com. And interestingly enough, on Empire Wars, he's got an all-time high of 1729 as well, so, this is kind of awkward. Where's the 2K2 coming from? On the dashboard. I'm not really sure. Anyway, for game number 2, this is going to take place on Baltic. One of those maps that we saw being included in the original game, but we don't really see too much of in high-level tournaments. And thanks so much, Equilibrium, for the raids. Very much appreciated. Welcome, you guys. I hope you had a great stream, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We're casting Dark versus Ganji. One of the most interesting sets available to cast in the round of 64 for the Warlords qualifier. And so far, it's favoring Ganji, despite a pretty substantial elo deficit against Dark. We'll see what we get for game number 2, though. Both these players already got into the Fuel H, and we have a second dog. Actually, that's going to be the third dog coming in for Dark and Ganji. Ganji's got 2 dogs. He is going for the third one right now, though. Thank you, Equilibrium. Is there a bracket for the qualifiers? Didn't see it in the Warlords Wikipedia page. Yes, you can do exclamation mark brackets, Dante, and you'll get a link to it. Nice pressure. Kenji has like 4 accounts. This one is the highest. The one he's playing right now. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll take a look at that one. Nice defense for the most part for Ganji on water over here. Okay, I see it now. This one is indeed 2k2. Yes, and in Empire Wars it's only 1693. Alright. They're still going to be favoring Dark, but it's not going to be by quite as much. So Ganji's main account, quote unquote, is about 300 elo or 400 elo below Dark's. And this one, the highest, right, is about 200 elo still below Dark, interestingly enough. Regardless though, Ganji's position on water over here is pretty good. He's got already enough galleys that he should be able to take care of any fire galleys over here coming out from Dark. So we have already gotten past the critical mass of fuel H galleys that he needs to hold on against however many fire galleys Dark sends his way. As long as Ganji is able to pay attention to his navy and he's able to kite the units down from Dark, he should be in a much better position. Dark cannot really do too much. He's going for more fire galleys. The only way that he will be able to get a good trade over here will be by flanking these units. So he's got some of the galleys down south, the fire galleys, right? And he's gonna try to flank in Dark. Might be able to get 1 or 2 galleys over here, but if Ganji plays his cards right, he should be able to prevent taking too many losses, and he will do so. And that is the thing about Navy, because the mobility is about the same, no matter what the unit you go for is. Galleys will just sail away from aggression over there. They do not get surrounded effectively by the fire galleys over here because they just sneak through Dark's units into the open waters. All right. Fantastic. This is fantastic for Ganji. Even if Dark's got a scary amount of fire galleys over here, Ganji should be able to get better trades anyway. And it's going to result in a lot of losses for Dark. The thing though is, Dark's done a really good job microing his economy or macroing behind the engagements over here. So if you take a look, he's gonna have enough resources to click up to the castle age while Ganji not even close. Although of course Ganji will be the one getting full water control, or at the very least that should be the case. Beautiful, more fire galleys going down. Yeah, it's not really possible for Dark to really engage over here. He'll just get cleaned up. And he's clicked out to the castle age, so he's gonna be there in a moment. Meanwhile, Ganji's done a good job microing his, or balancing his economy with the help of the market over here to go out to the castle age. Dark took significantly longer to click out to the castle age than he could have. He could have been on his way much earlier than this. So now Ganji is actually only lagging by a few seconds. As a matter of fact, it's going to be only 11 seconds that Dark is faster to the castle age compared to Ganji, which is not enough. Especially when both players will be going for war galleys, and we are going to have one player in a crap ton of war galleys versus a few fire ships from Dark. I don't think the extra wood Dark will get by getting to the castle age is going to do much of anything, so it seems like Ganji's in a pretty good spot over here overall still. Hey, welcome to 3. Hi. Welcome back. Hope you're doing alright. Hope everything's going well for you. Or better. Yeah, and Dark's gonna keep on going heavily into fire galleys, and you know what? Ganji's got some fire galleys queued up himself. Which will be great, because all he needs really is a meat shield to keep the fire galleys from Dark from reaching the galleys, and then Ganji is going to dominate. Here comes the demolition wrap from Ganji and Dark. Not so much. There we go. Wargali's on the way for Dark, but Ganji gets to the castle age pretty quick afterwards. He's gonna get the Wargali upgrade himself. Balkinawa is coming up as he's banking for the most part on galleys, soon to become Wargalis. And Dark still going pretty heavily into Fire Shift. This is not going to cut it. This is not going to cut it for Dark at all. Ganji's still looking so good. Ideally, he would want to go for Ballistics too. But we see a second TC on the way instead for the Blue player. This is still good though. His economy is going to thrive because of it. But he does want to get Ballistics eventually as well if Dark's going to keep on committing to the Fire Ships. Now notice that Dark's added the 4th dock into the mix as well. And Ganji just seems to be kind of banking on the Unicy's mass so far to get water control, while Dark is just actively producing units still. So Ganji might end up getting pushed back over here if he's not careful enough. There's a lot of extra fire ships coming out. So Ganji's got to start queuing up a few extra war galleys. Demolition ship coming out for Dark. Yeah, and it seems like Ganji will still end up coming out on top here. But notice that he's got more fire ships on the way himself, in addition to the war galleys. So he's gone for a bunch of extra fishing ships, but now he's going for more navy as well. And guys, this is looking very one-sided. It seems to me like Ganji, the legend, might just make it. Ganji might just make it into the round of 32, and if he does so, I'm very curious who he's going to have to face next. And I would love casting Ganji's next series as well. Guess we'll see. There we are. Freaking Andy is already. Oh, it's gonna be freaking Andy, okay. The one to face whoever wins over here? Interesting. Oh man, freaking Andy versus Ganji would be epic. To be fair, freaking Andy versus Dark would be pretty good too, so there is no losing for viewers. There is no losing here. For players, you obviously want to do your best to win this. There is only one qualifier for this event. So very important to make it right away. There we go. Ganji's getting full water control indeed. In Dark's gonna keep on trying to go for more fire ships. Ganji is not really going too heavily into navy production, so this is once again an opportunity for Dark to potentially come back into this game. You see already another dog coming up over here for Dark. And Ganji is kind of dropping the ball over here, not gonna lie. He's got finally some extra navy queued up, but this allowed Dark to go for so many units that he's getting pushed away from the left-hand side of the water. Still looking better for Ganji, of course, and after he gets the extra navy units, he should be in a good spot once again. To be fair, he never stopped being in a good spot. Beautiful. One fishing ship goes down there from Ganji, but won't really be making too much of a difference. He's still the only player with fishing ships left. He's the player with the most Navy currently available. Is the player with the strongest economy as well. Not only is deficient ships, but also Ganji added the third TC. We noticed earlier he was going for the second TC, but now he's got 3 TCs to work with. Plenty of extra farms coming up, so his economy should be pretty good. And he's gonna start going for a few extra efficient ships over here. Once again, though, he's gotta be careful. He does not want to get pushed away, and Dark keeps on going for more and more fire ships. And if you take a look at the military count, it's looking pretty darn close now. Ganji is barely higher than Dark. And with all the efficient ships Ganji's been going for, he definitely wants to keep on going for more Navy over here to secure control of water. Here we are. Beautiful. Ganji's getting finally pushed away from water by the looks of it. Dark. He's not the one to give up easily. And he's gotten a 5th dock up actually. Where's the 5th dock? He's just gotten the 5th dock up over here. So this is great. Dark is pushing Ganji away from water. This is not something that should have happened at all to the blue player. But still, it is the case currently. We see a few demolition ships coming over, and that is a good shot from Ganji. Here we are. Beautiful. Ganji's gonna stay competitive on water. He's going for more Navy units himself. He's got some war galleys left, but he definitely needs some good demo shots over here in order to come back. So he's going for one more demo. Let's see if he can connect this one. Yeah! Great shot! Takes all 3 fire ships because of it. And pow! Another huge shot from Ganji. He's coming back. Slowly but surely by the looks of it. Needs more demolition ships though. More fire galleys or more fire ships. He needs more war galleys as well. He needs a little bit of everything. Dark. He's holding on to his lead. And if he plays his cards right, he might be able to hold on over here and potentially just straight out suppress Ganji on water. I am taking a look at the economy from Ganji though, and behind this water engagement, notice that Ganji is actually getting the first building he needed towards going out to the Imperial Age. He's got a university coming out, so he got a monastery. Now he's got the university on the way. And he's already managed to amass a good amount of resources. Eventually he'll get enough to click out to the Imperial Age, even while still producing military, so it's not too shabby over here for the blue player, that is. It still has most of the fish ships alive, and these are just trying to sneak over there for dear life, trying not to take any damage. That's a substantial part of the Ganji's food income, but he manages to do it. Ganji gets enough resources to click out to the Imperial Age. In Dark, not even close. 400 food, 75 gold for Dark. He's got 3 TCs to work with right now. We have had 3 TCs for Ganji for quite a while. And there's a 4 castle on the way over here for Ganji. The Dark is going to realize, now that he's going for an outpost, that he probably went for after noticing the 4th outpost from Ganji, I would imagine. But it doesn't seem like Dark's paying too much attention over here. He's probably just trying to get full water control. So that means that the castle's coming up most likely than not. Even if Dark realized about it right now, he wouldn't be able to react fast enough, that is, to prevent this castle from coming up. So Ganji's looking great. Dark's gonna realize about the castle only now that Ganji's targeting the outpost, and there's a tower on the way over here. Ganji 2. Guard tower upgrade. Samurai coming in, and Dark seems to be completely in the dark about this. He seems to be completely clueless as to what's about to hit him. So he is getting full water control, Dark, that is. He is getting ahead in worker count, but for how long? Now the Samurai are starting to strike the gold miners. And boy, oh boy, this is going to be so hard for Dark to come back from. Yeah, Dark's got nothing over here. You're absolutely correct. Not even a barracks. So you cannot go for archer ranges. You cannot go for lone swords. You cannot go for anything. And now the Ganji's got into the Imperial Lich. We'll see. Potentially a Trebuchet come out very soon to take the TCs down. Stripe Dark away from defenses. And with all the towers coming in over here for the Bull player, plus the Samurai play, you should be able to just take everything from Dark in terms of economy. And ideally, we want to see the towers. Actually, we want to see the trebuchets, but it's not necessary. Dark calls a GG right here, right now. Ganji 2, Dark Neil. The Bull player takes the series and moves on to the round of 32, where he'll be facing freaking Andy. And that's a series that I'm very much looking forward to casting. So let's update this to round of 32. But for the time being, I guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit. I would imagine freaking Andy's probably waiting, but Ganji's probably gonna want to take a small break over here. Probably 5 minutes off, 10 minutes off. So let's take a look at the achievements before hopping out. But well played. Ganji's performance over here was absolutely fantastic. A very even KD. In the end, Dark Death ends up getting a little bit of a stronger KD with about 101 to 100 KD ratio, if you can. It's like, whatever, right? It's a 1 extra kill difference over here in favor of Ganji. In favor of Dark, sorry. But economy was so much stronger for Ganji. Why? Because of this. The work count was so much higher for him for such a long portion of the game. When if you take a look at Dark and his work account over here, he was gaining momentum towards the end of the game, but of course that was while Ganji was going up to the Imperial Age. That was while Ganji was putting pressure and Dark did not really have the means to defend his base against Ganji's push. So in the end, Bull player ends up taking the game and the series with the final score of 2-0. He moves on to round 32 and Dark gets